Hey guys, it's Parker here, back with the Great Ace Attorney 2, part 27 and 28. Yeah. So far, Mr. Visual just collapsed. Oh, Mr. Visual tended to commit suicide by jumping out the window. Oh, yeah, that's why he jumped out the window. He's completely blocked the memory of those events from his mind. Oh my god. Damn. Nobody knew his secret, not his family, not even the man himself, but I forced it out into the open. Was it wrong of me to do that? Did I overstep the mark on there? Rudo! Oh, Iris. You're miles away. Anyway, I brewed a fresh pot of soothing tea for you. Oh, thank you. You and Susie have had an exhausting day so far, haven't you? Yeah. Oh, thank you, Iris. How thoughtful of you. Do you happen to know where Mr. Sholmes is? When he came out of the corner back into the defense antechamber, it's disappeared. Oh no, I don't know. He just suddenly sprained his feet and left. All he said was, I must leave. You know, while we're talking, or maybe while we're investigating, I could talk about the past games that I've played and completed in my own time. I just want to talk about it. But yeah, for now, we'll just go through dialogue. But he just can't take his own advice to leave well alone. Solving mysteries is too important to him. That's so true. But that's what I like about Hurley after all. I suppose that's a lot of a great detective in some ways. So then, let's have tea and then I'll give you a hand. Oh, do you have time, Iris? Yes, I finished this month's manuscript at last, with barely a day to spare before the deadline. Oh, I'm still looking forward to a brand new story to read in Adventures of Sherlock Holmes. You know, I always hide Hurley's violin in the days before I have a deadline. You do? Poor Mr. Sholmes. I'm sure that's very wise, Iris. How sensible of you. Now then, my dear fellows, let's make a plan of action before we continue our investigation. Okay, converse. Okay, well, why don't I talk about the past games I played and completed while we read the dialogue. So, I think, about 2 months ago, I finished Tales of Arise. And I actually really enjoyed it. I enjoyed the gameplay. The gameplay is really fun. Like, holy shit, the gameplay where you beat up the monsters is so fast paced, and like the combo aspect of it with 2 players is just so fun. I don't know how to describe it, but I feel like you have to play it in order to experience the fun gameplay. And then I really like the characters. Kisara was my favorite character. She's great. She's great. If you see her, you understand what I mean. And yeah, I really like the character interactions with each other, and I did like the character stories too. And yeah, that was the positives of Tales of Arise. I was pretty disappointed in the twist in the middle of the story. Yeah, and then the ending of Tales of Rise is kind of anticlimactic. The final boss is kind of like meh. But yeah, other than that, I really did enjoy Tales of Arise, so I recommend giving it a try if you like JRPGs and if you like really fun action games. I just played Tales of Berseria for Tales of Fame, so, and then I played Tales of Rise, and I did enjoy both, so. Yeah. Oh, I feel like I haven't paid attention to the dialogue while I was talking about Tales of Rise. Okay. Alright. They're just like, okay, let's look at Grex's room later. And then I also played another game. Well, it was a visual novel. It's called Find Love or Die Trying. I just thought it was this very stereotypical romance visual novel game, but it wasn't at all. The twist, literally made me fall off my chair. Like, the writing is very good. It's a very compelling story. It intrigued me. So if you like a very strong story, then I also recommend Find Love or Die Trying. It's actually free on Steam, so you could give it a try. And yeah, I really like the writing. It really made me just really love this particular character in the game. And then, and what I liked about the visual novel is that you could pick your pronouns. You could pick he, him, she, her, or they, them. It's at the beginning of the game, so yeah, I like that aspect too. And yeah, I feel like if I talk about Find Love or Die Trying too much, I think I will spoil some aspects of it, so I'll keep quiet about it. But yes, I do recommend that visual novel. And yeah, I think that's it. Wait, I've been playing Honkai Impact Third actually, and I've also been enjoying that game. It's just really fun. Like, the action is really good to play with your PS4 controller, like on the PC, but it just like tires me because like it's so fast paced and action paced. So after like an hour of playing, I'm like, oh, I can't play this game anymore because I'm so tired. I've been enjoying Honkai Impact Third. Oh yeah. You get some free draws in that game, and I got Himeko. Like the Vermilion Knight Himeko. I'm so happy. She's my favorite character so far. And yeah, I actually haven't been playing Genshin Impact that much, but I will get back to it because there's the new update with the Onibato Festival. With freaking Yai's fan fiction book becoming a festival theme in Azuma. I think that's so funny. So I'll have to play that event. Alright. Okay, well, I blabbered on too much. Let's get back to the story of the Great Ace 32. The characters are like, why aren't you paying attention to us? Okay. Alright. I think they're just like, yeah, they're just like reminiscing and talking about the past shit. Yeah, they were just like literally reiterating everything we just said in the trial, so I feel like I didn't miss that much. Okay, yeah, I feel like I've talked to Iris about everything. Well, there's some new locations, so why don't we go over here? Let's just go to the next list. No arguments, Prosecutor Asogi. You will continue with the trial exactly as I instructed. Is that clear? Perfectly. It's Kazuma-sama. Defying or sorrow by the sound of it, he never did know when to back down. On your way now, Asogi. My lord. Kazuma. Okay, bye. He left without saying a word. Yes, what are you doing here? Oh, well, I was just hoping to ask you a few questions if you wouldn't mind. I want to advance Zeke's trial concluded today. But Prosecutor Asogi's unwelcome inquiries are going to make it take longer than necessary. Unwelcome inquiries? As a result, I'm losing even more precious time. I can't read today. Currently 2 hours, 55 minutes and 41 seconds, 42, 43. Though you must resolve everything before 3 hours have passed, Naruhodo. You're so positive, Susato. In a miraculous not even 5 minutes. Anyway, I can't let the man's obvious bad mood put me off. I need information. Okay. Alright, imposing man. We will ask you some questions. I wouldn't know. It was 10 years ago in that fateful close trial that Lord Van Zieks made a name for himself among the judiciary, but the next trial he fought, he lost. It meant the ringleader of a criminal organization was acquitted, thanks to all the jurors being under duress. But that's awful. The man's freedom was short-lived. He lasted just 3 days. Yes, let me see. He died in a rock slide at his place of work, I believe. Correct. That was the inauguration of the Reaper at the Bailey. And people believe Lord Van Zieks was responsible? He was brought to trial himself, but was shown to have been an accident. So he must have had a solid alibi then. Nevertheless, the mysterious deaths continued. In total, 16 persons perished in unusual circumstances, ostensibly at the hand of the Reaper. I feel like we just talked about this, but we're just talking about it again. And again. And again. And the impact that revelation would have on the British public cannot be understated. Is that why it's a closed trial? Precisely. This country hasn't seen a closed trial for 10 years. So the last one was the professors, the trial of Genshin Asogi? Correct. Actually, you heard that originally. You were going to prosecute that trial yourself, Lord Strongheart. Van Zieks entreated me to relinquish the prosecution to him, that he might avenge his brother's death, and here we are 10 years later. With the son of the man Van Zieks condemned now looking to revenge his father's death in the same way. They do say that what goes around comes around. That's true. However, it would seem that the new young prosecutor is harboring some ulterior motive as well. Kazuma's? I like my organization to run smoothly in the exact manner that I prescribe. As with the giant clock in here, I won't tolerate a single clog being out of step with others. So that's what all the gears are about in here. If the young man refuses to mesh with the other parts of my great machine, I will be forced to take steps. What do you mean? Like, are you gonna fire him? Whoops. My butterfinger's at it again. Not something with which you need to concern yourself. In any case, our questions will be answered tomorrow. Well, that was a brief conversation. Now, I shall have to ask you to excuse me. As of this moment, I've been delayed from attending my next meeting by precisely 3 hours. Oh my, that's a long time. And I hold you entirely responsible, even though you miraculously managed to fit everything into not even 5 minutes. I wonder if we might agree to us, talking with Prosecutor Asogi? Discussions between the defense and prosecution outside the court are generally frowned upon. However, I'll make an exception in this case. Now go. You can find his office. Oh, thank you. Let's go to see him at once, Ms. Naruhodo. Alright. Kazuma's my best friend in the world, but yeah, friend. I'm really not at all sure I know how to talk to him at the moment. You just gotta communicate. So, this is the office of Prosecutor Asogi now, is it? Kazuma-sama is doing so well for himself. Even though he's always forced to kneel on the floor Japanese style in a dark corner, it's his habit to Seiza style whenever he's working. I don't know, Seiza style just sounds so uncomfortable for the knees. Well, it looks like our journey here was wasted. The prosecutor appears to be out. Perhaps we should discuss things with another prosecutor we know first? Okay. Why don't we go to the person? Oh, there's ours. Lord Van Zieks is reading, look. He doesn't seem like he wants visitors, does he? But he must have noticed that we're here, surely? What do you need bunnies want? That's no way to greet the lawyer who's trying his hardest to prove your innocence, is it? Perhaps not. I apologize. So, what can I do for you, Mr. Naruhodo? Wow, you actually apologize. Lord Van Zee, speaking earnestly. Oh, the fog will lift over London for the first time in months tomorrow. And then pigs will fly. This does feel very, very strange. I must say I was impressed. Oh, well, thank you. Not by you, by your fellow Nipponese, your prosecutor friend. Oh, I see, yes. It's sardonic, don't you think? For a man such as me, so loading at the Nipponese, to be entirely at the mercy of the two of you. Yeah, it's pretty ironic, isn't it? I suppose. It's retribution for having played the part of the Reaper for all these years. Played the part? Alright. Talking with Francis. You once told me that you gotta allow people to believe you were the Reaper because to help reduce the amount of serious crime that took place in London. If keeping quiet and playing the part benefits the cause, a cause I myself am committed to pursuing, then why would I choose to say anything? But the henchman of a criminal killed by the Reaper attacked you only the other day, and that was just the most recent of many attempts on your life, wasn't it? Someone is clearly profiting from your science about all this. Someone is using you. Believe me, ever since the Reaper first appeared, I've been doing my utmost to expose him, or rather, expose the organization. Ah, it's a whole organization? I mean, I don't think, like, a one person could do all of those, murders and accidents. Which can only mean that somebody at Scotland Yard is involved. Someone at... You can't mean... It's taken me many years, but I finally identified the central figure in this Reaper organization. Wow, I just got like a spam call. Tobias Gregson. No! Gregson the Reaper? Oh hell no, I won't accept this. So, the reason you're investigating Inspector Gregson is because you intended to expose him as the Reaper? As I said, the Reaper at the Bailey is no single person. It's a highly secret organization with close ties to Scotland Yard, but there's no doubt that Gregson was a key member of that organization. I don't believe it. Are you saying that Gregsy that was behind all those awful criminals meeting there? Gregson didn't do the dirty work himself. Oh. He was a tactician. His job was to covertly investigate the marks and plot their assassinations. In order to do that without arousing suspicion, he regularly needed a firm alibi, which is where Mr. Vigil came in, posing as inspector. Vigil knows nothing of the Reaper, but the room he rents in Francis Street was almost certainly the headquarters of that operation. Gregson would have met the assassin there for briefings. So we don't actually know who carried out the killings then? Actually, I do have a name. You what? Well, if you can name the man, you have the true identity of the Reaper already then. Or, if I can name the woman. Oh. She's a young woman by the name of Shinn. She was in the first game, the first case, and she was the one murdered in the first case. Oh my god, this freaking game. This freaking game, just like, hey, you know, there's this one particular character. Oh, you forgot about her? Well, she's gonna come back again. Hi, I'm Shinn. Miss Shinn, the true name of a terrifying killer I know only too well. You know, she really reminds me of Dahlia Hawthorne, like the way she, like the elegant pose, like the smile. She really reminds me of Dahlia Hawthorne because they're both ruthless murderers. Yep, she murdered Dr. Wilson, and then she herself got murdered by a reporter. was actually the Reaper at the Bailey? Oh my god. Mr. Naruhodo, this perhaps isn't the place to discuss. No, of course not. We can't mention it here. Because there's freaking Iris over there. Because Iris doesn't know, it's very likely that the man was their father. Iris is just like, what are you thinking about? Just like, no. Asa Shinn, I should let father know at once. Yes, I agree. Okay, Kazuma, isn't it? Kazuma Asogi, you say he's a friend of yours. My best friend. Haha, friend. He's the whole reason I got to come to Britain. It was all on his merits. I have nothing but respect for him. Yes, I understand that only the very best students are selected for such opportunities. And I had a fine demonstration of how sharp he is in the proceedings earlier today. He missed nothing. In fact, his flawless performance very much reminded me of his father. Genshin Asogi, the professor. It's true that the aristocracy at the time was the root of numerous grave societal problems. They were abusing their power, playing with the common man as pawns in politics, and economics, and war. I mean, I feel like that is still going on today, but you know. In many ways, Asogi was carving out a canker from society that we British couldn't deal with ourselves. I see. But that's precisely why it makes no sense. Clint Banks was a noble and upstanding man. He wasn't corrupt. Why did that damn Nipponese have to go and take my brother's life? In spite of having once saved mine. He saved your life? How did that happen? Saving your life? It was 10 years ago on a foggy night. It was a dark and stormy night. What was to be the professor's final strike had sent a wave of panic through the capital. So Clint Van Zeek's already been killed at this point then. Genshin and I were walking down some back streets at a late hour. Of course, at that point, I had no idea the true nature of the man on my side. All of a sudden. Don't make a peep, you're coming with us. Oh my god, the art! The art is so good! We were surrounded. All of our assailants are armed with pistols, their faces obscured by scarves. Clint was not only from noble heritage, he was a brilliant prosecutor as well. The scum of London hated the sight of him, and they had no sympathy for his younger brother either. I've been targeted several times before already. Yeah, it's Van Zeek's alright, we got him! I could hear them murmuring among themselves. I knew they were after me, but just when I thought my time had come. If I let them kill you, Clint would never forgive me. It was Asogi's voice, just a whisper in my ear. I mean, why would he protect you after killing your brother? After that, I don't remember exactly what happened. Oh boy, doing Van Zeek's voice is gonna kill me. The next thing I knew, there was silence all around. Genshin lay on the cobble street. Blood was seeping from his hand. He shielded me. Wow. Wow. 2 days later, they arrested him on suspicion of being London's most notorious mass murderer ever, the professor. How awful for you. Why would that kind of man be a serial killer? It just doesn't make sense to me. I'm so sorry, Lord Van Zeek. Like, something fishy is going on here. I feel like he was wrongly accused. That's the end of my miserable tale. I never thought I'd recount it to anyone. Well, thank you for confiding in me. The professor, the Reaper, and Inspector Gregson. I wonder just how intimately related they all are. I still can't quite believe that Gregson is censured the Reaper, giving assassination orders to Giselle Brett. Mr. Naruhodo, let's go and inform my father. I'm sure government will want to hear about this new information. Oh, that means I get to meet your daddy, Susie. Hooray! Yes, alright. Let's head back to the Great Waterloo Hotel then. Alright, Fancy. It was good talking to you. Okay, bye. A new location has been added! I thought yesterday and I think it again today. This place is so princely. It's a wild guess, but I feel you think the same tomorrow too. My tea has a finer fragrance than whatever there's in the tea room here, though, wouldn't you say? Ah, look who we have here. It's an unexpected pleasure. Ah, father. Oh, is this your daddy, Susie? How lovely. What a charming young lady. And you are? Ah, really? So you're the author of The Adventures of Sherlock Holmes, are you? That's me, Iris Wilson, at your service, sir. Susie's been such a wonderful friend to me over the last year, you know. Well, Miss Wilson, I must say I read your work regularly and with much interest. Iris actually lists Mr. Sholmes, you know, father. Is that so? Well, perhaps that goes some way to explain the bright look in your eyes. Hee. You wouldn't be spying so airily if you knew just how bright she is. Believe me. Now then, young Naruhodo, it was a pleasure seeing you in action earlier. As an invitee at the symposium, I was allowed to observe the gallery at their two system arms. Not literally, but you know what I mean. And I must say, it was a truly exemplary performance. Oh, well, thank you very much. Although I'm fairly sure admitted by Kazuma, and then there. Oh, no, please don't understand. It was you who impressed me. Really? You didn't miss a step against this Ogi, and we all know how capable he is. Really, to have matured to do such a fine defense lawyer in less than a year is quite extraordinary. It's very kind of you to say so, and really nice to hear. What I saw in court today confirmed what I've been hoping for. The favor I mentioned yesterday, Naruhodo, I trust you haven't forgotten. Oh, no, you did mention something, didn't you? But first, let me take a selfie. We have something to report, father. Of course. Shall we take tea while we discuss matters further? I wonder where Judge Goku has got to. Let's talk. Father, do you know about the so-called Reaper at the Bailey? I've heard rumors. Some members of the judiciary explained it all to me yesterday. Of course, when I was a visiting student here in London, the Reaper was yet to emerge. Right, he didn't appear until after the case, when the visiting students are ready to return home. Lord Van Zieks was in the dock today. That was Barak, the younger brother of Clint Van Zieks, I believe. That's right, and he's known throughout London as the Reaper, as he heard, but the truth is, it wasn't him behind all this mysterious deaths, it was somebody else. I see. So what you're saying is, there's been a professional killer at work here. Exactly. Someone by the name of Asa Shinn, in fact. I beg your pardon? Did you say Asa Shinn? You mean that Giselle Brightwood is responsible for killing my great friend? Oh no, a friend of yours was killed? Professor Mikotoba, I think perhaps we shouldn't discuss this right now. Because the friend the professor's talking about is Dr. Johnny Wilson. And that's not something I want Iris to find out about, not like this anyway. I've just remembered something. Biscuits! This hotel has the most delicious looking biscuits. That was rather out of the blue. She's doing this deliberately. I think I'll go and see if I can purchase some. I wonder, would you like to come too, Iris? Oh yes! You just try to leave me behind. I will chase after you to get the biscuits. So the young girl is called Iris Wilson, is she? Yes, that's right. And she's the author of all those adventure stories starring the great Detective Sholmes. Yes. But the name of the credit author is Iris, is the pen name. It's Dr. Johnny Wilson. Yes, I know. That's the name of her father, you see. Her father? Dr. John H. Wilson. I was stupid to the man for all the kindness he showed me during my time in London. That's why I was keen to reciprocate and invite him to the Imperial Humane University 4 years ago. But he was murdered last year by Giselle Brett. Why? Why would the Hand of the Reaper search all the way to Japan? Iris knows something about the case, but it seems very likely that the victim, Dr. Wilson, was her father. Well, I can't say that we ever spoke about his family, so I don't know if he had a daughter or not. But I think I could say with certainty that it was never the great detective's partner. So it could have been another Dr. Wilson, you think? Or I don't know, like another person? Well, John and Wilson are both common names after all. Still, it's probably best not to mention this to the young lady until we can be sure. That's what we thought, yes. We're back with cinnamon biscuits. Oh, cinnamon sounds so good. Oh, they smell delicious, Iris. I think cinnamon will go very well with the tea they serve here, don't you, Susie? Yes, I'm sure you're right, Iris. Okay, Judge Goku Goku? He's a jolly old man. No, now you mention I haven't seen him since this morning either. I suppose since the symposium's opening was postponed, he'll have gone to explore the great exhibition. That reminds me of something you mentioned yesterday. About Judge Goku having once been in the dock himself. Ah yes, it's all tied up with that accursed trial, the Coast trial, of Kazuma's father. Seishiro was trying to mitigate Genshin's skills, so he took to stand to testify. But he got a little carried away and actually managed to break the witness stand. Oh my god, Jigoku is just a Dragon Ball character. He's just really freaking strong. Oh my, and he tries to like be among human society, but he can't control his strength, so he just breaks things. He also says some contemptuous words about the British Empire for which he was charged. Oh dear, although it's worryingly easy to imagine him doing that, yeah. Well, it was alright in the end. He was acquitted and we returned home to Japan together. Thank goodness. Ah yes, speaking of Seishiro, I have a copy of the photograph we all took together here yesterday, please. The cute picture! Oh, what a lovely picture! As Suri ceases to shout, we've arrived in Britain! But two people here have been living in Britain for a while. Well, I'll just be looking at this. This is just such a cute picture. It's just like, attention! None of us have any idea what was coming when we took that, did we? No, that's so true. The favor? So, you mentioned a favor that you'd like to ask me. Well, this fateful trial that you're fighting, one way or another, it'll be over before long. And when it is, I'd like you to accompany me back to Japan. You want me to do what? But father, what's the meaning of this? Now, Susato, you should understand. You've seen how our courts work firsthand. Japan's judicial system is at its infancy, especially when it comes to defense. Oh, you mean... The Supreme Court Adjudicature is in desperate need of a good defense lawyer. So as soon as possible. ASAP. Really quite urgently, in fact. But I've not even been in London in a year yet. I've read all of Susato's reports and well aware of her extraordinary talents. And having seen it actually with my own eyes earlier today, there's no question. You, Naruhodo, are precisely the man our country needs. What about Sogi? What about Kazuma? So you be leaving then, Runo? But then, what am I supposed to do, father? You came here to serve as Sogi's judicial assistant. Oh yes, she's supposed to be Kazuma's assistant. Our government is still in processing of deciding how best to deal with this situation though. You've always chosen your own path, Susato, and I trust your judgment. In this matter also. Father! Please, the pair of you, don't look so downcast. It's merely a suggestion, you understand? A hope, if I'm honest, but I won't force you. All I ask is that you consider it and come to a decision by the time this trial concludes. Yes, alright. You won't leave, will you, Runo? The thought hadn't even crossed my mind. Up until now, I've just been trying to do what I believe to be Kazuma's will. But it turns out that he's still alive, so... I mean, Ryunosuke? Just do what you want to do. It's your own life. Where does that leave me? Well, if you excuse me now, I need to telegram government ministers and the Japanese police's information about Asa Shinn. Of course, Water. Thank you. I look forward to next month's installment, Miss Wilson. Oh, good, and please do come to Baker Street sometime, won't you? We'd love to entertain you. I'll be delighted. The best of luck for tomorrow, Naruhodo. And give my suggestion your full consideration, won't you? Yes, I will. Going back home. I mean, you're scared, like, don't you have family? We mentioned all the other characters' family, but we never, like, this game never mentioned, Inosuke's family. Yes, no doubt. Asa Shinn. Of course, it's so obvious. How could I have neglected to consider the possibility before now? Mr. Sholmes, Hurley, where have you been? Why, Jody offered tea, of course, what an extraordinary question. I didn't notice you at all. No matter. Anyway, to more pressing concerns, Mr. Naruhodo. Oh, yes? I must dispatch a telegram to the country at once. It's a matter of much urgency. To Japan, you mean? Tell me, to whom can I entrust the task? Quickly now, who? Mikotoba. My father has just now left to send a telegram to the Imperial Police Bureau of Japan himself. I see. Well, he looked reliable enough for a bearded fellow. What do you have against bearded fellows? I don't think what father's sports could be considered a beard, Mr. Sholmes. He has a mustache. There's not a moment to lose. Kindly ask your trusty, unshaven father to see this is sent. I will, but what is it? No questions at this time, if you please, Mrs. Sato. All we could do is pray. That for once, my deduction is wary. Does it not imply that your deduction is normally correct? Now then! You may be surprised to learn that I am a very busy man. I certainly have no time to hide behind settings and eavesdrop on other people's conversations, but I just did that moments ago, so that's what joining us for tea meant. I leave to sending it to senior hands, and my dear fellows. Wait a minute, Mr. Sholmes! He just sort of ran up, didn't he? At quite a pace. And let the unpaid bill for his tea die too. I must catch up with Water at the telegram office at once. And I'll run and call us the cab straight away. They're gone! And there was me thinking everyone should be clamoring to pay Mr. Sholmes' bill, but I guess I'll pay it myself. Alright, let's move. I wonder if we could go here yet to see Kazuma? Or not?